Okay, here we go. Looks like, yeah, are we live? Yes, this Hangout is live. Great. Welcome, viewers. This is Saturday morning Team Certainty and Power Network Google Hangout. We do these Google Hangouts twice a week, Wednesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. and then this time period from 11 to 11 a.m. Central Time. And to this Saturday morning session, a little bit more lax in my workout clothes. And we do questions and answers. And I have with me Mr. Iron Dane Richards. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great, doing great. You, sir?
Good. Hanging in there. Saturday, Saturday morning. So, a lot going on today. So, we'll keep this kind of short. We got a bunch of questions. I got a few updates. Charlotte's right around the corner with the Power Network. So, we got a lot to discuss today. We'll just keep it to a half hour to make sure everybody can get on with their Saturday wherever they are in the world. And I just want to say thank you to the viewers if you're watching this live. Or on replay on one of the YouTube channels or broadcast pages, or possibly listening on one of the radio stations we broadcast on the internet. Thank you for taking the time to spend with us today, and hopefully we'll get some good content questions answered for you. Got some updates, on David Wood's announcement, which we'll talk about, that he's going to announce in 2 weeks in Charlotte, as well as iPass 2, and we'll discuss that here in just a few minutes. As we let prospective new members kind of gather in and get coffee and get situated this morning, anything you want to chat about specifically there, Mr. Iron Dane Richards?
Well, I just wanted to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there watching, you included, sir, because that's important. That's tomorrow, so all you guys look for that card or that congratulation from your family. So I just wanted to say that, but. Well, the only interesting piece of news I saw was the other day that there was 4 Russian backfire bombers went up by Alaska and flew down clear by California. And they were in the 50-mile outer stance. And I think they were just saluting Mr. Obama.
Well, it was interesting. I read that same article. Or no, maybe not the same article, but I saw it on Drudge. And I just got a glimpse of it. And it was interesting how it read, and it read as though, it was 50 miles off of Los Angeles, coast. That's basically how it read.
Okay.
I mean, that's basically what the intent, the editor wanted you to have that kind of effect. But in reality, that's not what happened. They flew, they flew 50 miles on the northern tip of, California. But it's interesting. They didn't say it about, why didn't they say it about Seattle? I mean, Seattle's, one of the largest. No, it's not one of the largest, but it's, a big city, largest city in the Northwest for sure. And they didn't say that, but they said California. Because most people are interested in California. So yeah, it's it is what it is. Iraq's, back online again, and Obama said a short-term, military activity or event in Iraq wouldn't solve the problem. I don't know if he's copping out or saying, now we're going back for a long time. It's just we need to stay out of that part of the world and let people go about their business and figure it out on their own. I mean, it's nuts having to, do all this stuff. And we do it for the, we should do it for the, for freedom. But, it's just, we've tried, and it's, they need to, work it out themselves or not work it out. There's other places, vote with your feet and move. Is my status on it. If it's, if it's not working there, things are going nuts. I mean, it's not like it's. I mean, we were pretty fortunate here, but our liberties are getting trampled on so much more now. People are ready to get the hell out of here. Had enough of it.
Yeah, last year.
I was gonna say, I see. I mean, on the news, it's tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. Somebody shooting somebody else, some cop getting killed. Some kids going nuts. Some high school, kid, killing a bunch of people. I mean, it's just, what's the point? Go live on some island and be done with it.
Yeah. Last year was the highest record number of U.S. passport submissions.
Yeah.
people become getting second citizenship elsewhere and then renouncing their U.S.
I think most people do that for tax reasons.
Yeah.
You can have dual citizenship. You don't have. You can't just have. You don't. What's the point of getting rid of your citizenship? U.S. citizenship. It really doesn't do anything unless you just want to get rid of taxes, which is a very viable reason to do it. Really.
Right.
I think it's stupid that the United States, but it's they did it, they got away with it, and it's been effective ever since. The taxes are been that we're the only country that will tax its citizens worldwide on its worldwide income.
Right.
So, yeah. So if I'm a dual citizen and I live in South Africa, never been to the States in 50 years, I'm still paying income taxes 50 years later on the amount of money I'm making in South Africa. Now that's how right is that? Some government says I have to do that. I don't think so, Skippy.
A lot of foreigners trying to do business in the U.S. now, they're doing automatic 30% withholdings on them anyway through the system. They're just the IRS and our government's a little bit like Rome. They're a little out of hand, out of control. But we should move on to more positive points.
Well, we got a lot of those discussed today, and stuff. So I don't think we'll have Mr. Gary Smith won't be with us today. He had a little health issues, surgery. He's okay. He's fine. Viewers, I'm sure want to know that. But
get better, Gary.
Yeah, he's got his whole head in bandages. His whole face and everything is bandages. He's got 2 little holes right here you can look out and see.
The mummy.
No, I'm just kidding. He's got a little bandage on his neck, I think. So, no, he's all right. He's all right. I'm sure if he had that whole bandage, he'd have a straw for a beer or something, or his whiskey. But no, he's good. I'm sure the time he was in there, in the hospital, I'm sure he harassed a few, nurses, like I'm sure he did. So, anyway.
More Scott.
He'll be back. He'll be back this coming week on our Wednesday night hangout. So, but he's doing fine for the viewers to know. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. We can get through this pretty quick here, and I've got some updates. I know you've got some things you want to chat about, and then we can wrap it up. But we've got several questions from support this week, and again, viewers that are just tuning in right now, we do these Google Hangouts twice a week. Wednesday night, and these two Google Hangouts are designed specifically for potential new members that want to know more about Team Certainty, want to know more about Empower Network, and that's what these two Google Hangouts we do twice a week. We do this time period from 11 to 11:30 a.m. Here in the United States on Saturday mornings, and this session is for questions and answers. And we're about to get into that, and we've got a bunch of questions that came over from support, and that's what this ticket is over here on the side of your broadcast page. If you're watching this on a broadcast page, just click that support tab. A box will open up. Type in a question about Team Certainty, about Empower Network, or any one of the team leaders. Support will get it answered, get it back to you, and if they deem it appropriate, send it over to us for these Saturday morning sessions, and we'll chat about it because it's typically valid information that other people want to know about as well. So and then on Wednesday nights we do Google Hangouts as well. For prospective new members, it's more of a training. It's an hour session from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Wednesday nights, Central Time. So, you're welcome to come back and see us then. And again, we do the next session Wednesday night. Mr. Gary Smith will be with us as well. So, a lot going on with the Empower Network. David Wood's doing hangouts every night for, last night I was working at my desk and going like, I didn't get a text or, from David Wood about doing a hangout. I'm saying, I wonder what he's doing tonight. For last week he's been doing hangouts for everybody. So anyway, but a lot of stuff going on. We'll talk about that in a minute with Charlotte and Empower Network. And Mr. Ryan, Dane, Richard, here's the first question. I'm going to go ahead and shoot it over to you. So, okay, this viewer is asked support, what is the 15K formula I see in the back office?
Oh, okay. Well, that's one of the progressions up. It's the next step up from the Costa Rica intensive, and what the purpose is to show the customers different marketing strategies so you can choose for yourself what's best for you as an individual, your personality, and I would say that the group that you're really marketing to, because like attracts like. So a lot of times is, you know, you want to get things, as we talked about in the Costa Rica intensive, you know, is speak the language of your audience, right? So now we're moving from one step up from that, because now we're going into a deeper level of marketing strategies that will attract the exact people that you're wanting to go for. One of the lessons that's really good, and I'm glad they started off as one of the first ones, it's clarity for success. And no matter what you're doing, no matter what business you're in, if you don't have a clear idea of what you're doing and a plan, you are not going to be successful, odds are. I mean, yeah, some people stumble into it and accidents do happen. Thank God they do at times, but on the whole is you have to have some kind of clear picture of what you want and organizing it, how you get there. They've got a great video, takes a few minutes to watch, and it really, really helps get you initially programmed into that vision on where you're going to go. And then from there, then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of move into their second one, is like compelling content. You know, how are you going to be the master of really good content for your blog? Because content's the key. And even Google's search engine and all their great algorithms and everything else practically reads the content and scores against it or for it, depending on how it's done. I mean, if you throw up a bunch of just blurbs like people were doing in the past for a while, nothing got scored. It got they got demoted for doing that, which is great. I mean, everybody, nothing frustrates me more than when I'm surfing on the web and I want to find something and I get a link site which really doesn't have any content to it because I was searching for content. So, you know, I love doing that, but I love those link sites when I own them because people click through. So, you know, it's a double-edged sword, folks. I should say that. Next thing that they do cover is how are you going to syndicate your strategies? And within the 15K, they give you several ways and methods, proven track records of how to go out into different social media and how to get these things syndicated. Different, you know, things that are inexpensive to do that are at your fingertips. You just got to spend a little time to it. Another phase is the power of selling through videos. You know, how you can create your own video with a Windows 7, XP, Vista, Windows 8. There's certain programs that Microsoft provides that if you just apply a little time to their Movie Maker program, you can create your own movies and upload them onto YouTube. You start using your own promotion platform by creating it yourself. And that's putting you into the solution. It's putting you into the promotion, and people know who you are then. Then they're going to come back and watch your channel. There's ways to get them to try to start in earmarking your channel, bookmark it, come back, how to notify them, you know. And so, you know, these are all great things that they take you into. They take you into the power of solo ad marketing, because that is a targeted ad that's specifically designed by you for you and goes out without any shared content. And that's really a big thing nowadays, because email, we all get it, we all love it, and we all hate it, it seems like. But I think that's really, you know, you've got to participate in email. There's just no other option in this time. And that covers like three marketing videos just in that. And then you get into your team building formula. You know, creating, they have 3 really good strategies on that, and training sessions is, how am I going to build my team? You know, what do I need to do to get a team and be effective for my team? Because the more effective we are for our team, team certainty, the more success that you enjoy. And that's why we love to have you click the buttons down below. If you're a first-time visitor, or you've been here a while, but go down below and sign up for our Team Certainty back office. Get in there and start seeing what we have to offer for you, you know, and for the people that you sign up. And I think that's really key to creating a powerful team like we have, you know, is we're doing these things to help you folks. We want you to come on board, and we want you to enjoy the benefits of our knowledge and our help, you know. And I think that's why I really like the 15K. Mike. I mean, that's it's a wonderful program, you know, and the more people, the more you get involved. And right now, we still have the All In?
Sure.
See, folks, save it, save that money. They got the program is still running. I just, you know, I know it was on the other night when we were watching the combined hangout, but I think that kind of, you know, gives you an overview of what the 15K is.
That's very good.
Yeah. But you know what? There's another viewer here. Mike was asking, what is your, in your idea, what's the best Empower Network product for that, you know, in your opinion?
So, okay, that's a question.
Yeah.
So okay. You know, I mean, I'd say the 15K formula. I mean, you had a great description there, and I've always believed the 15K formula is the best product Empower Network has. And the reason why I like it so much is because it's not the most expensive product they have, but it's got the most content in it. At least it's application content. I mean, if you want to buy something to read it all through and then apply it, then the 50K formula is the best product they have. Then it's my opinion. You know, the other products give you the mind, the theory, and help you get your head straight. Masters has a lot of stuff in it as well. But the 15K formula isn't as much theory and practical. It's actually the nuts and bolts. It actually tells you, go to this website, you know, and look how this person did this and do it this way. You know, this works, this doesn't work. It's constantly being updated, being added. Stuff that's worked now that didn't work 2 years ago. You know, it didn't work 2 months ago. You know, once it stops working, gets saturated, they take it out and replace it or add stuff that's currently working now. Mobile marketing, real big right now. Text marketing, huge right now. You know, all those new modules back there explaining how to do that, where to go, you know, how to be effective, where to save money, you know, leads, Facebook leads, all these things, you know, all that stuff is really good. You know, for those of you who've heard of that Snap WordPress plugin, you know, SNAP, you know, it's better than TriPro, you know, and a lot cheaper. You know, so anyway, things like that, which are good. I probably shouldn't be releasing some of the content, but that's okay. Actually, you know, I did sign a non-disclosure, didn't I? Shouldn't be doing that.
Did you?
Yeah, we all did. We all did when we get the product. It's a non-disclosure deal. So anyway, but the answer, the viewer's question, what was my favorite? My favorite, well, I just answered 50K per month. But I got to tell you, the second for me is the Inner Circle. I like the audios because I'm always driving or doing something, you know, late at night. So I listen to the audios, and there's several audios that I like that are really good and favorites of mine. You know, and if you remember, you can see them in the back office of Team Certainty. I have them all listed that I like, and I'm constantly, not constantly, but you know, once or twice, you know, a quarter or something, I'll go in there and modify it with new stuff or stuff I've just listened to. So, but you know, the good thing, and you brought up a good point, you know, in your dialogue there, that you know, David Wood is getting back to this all-in deal and formula, and it's still available. It's still available today to all new, you know, new customers, people that want to join Empower Network, get a 50% discount if they go all in within 72 hours of joining. And that's what the buttons are for below. All you can spend is $25 today, but it gets you in, and it gives you the opportunity to buy all the products at a 50% discount for the first 72 hours. So it's a great deal, you know, and I highly recommend it. I recommend coming in at the level 3 below, level 3 right below, and that gives you the best position to make the most amount of money in the shortest period of time. And again, we're talking about money, so our earnings disclaimer is below as well. You need to go ahead and read that. And we can't promise you'll make any money. It's all on your effort. So, you know, make sure you look at that. Okay, let's get a couple other questions in here real quickly, and then we can get to some, you know, some good stuff, some, you know, other things. All right, Mr. Iron Dane Richard, let's see here. This viewer, we get this question from time to time, and it hasn't really been popped up here recently, but what results, the viewer's asking this, what results can I expect from Empower Network if I join right now?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, and it really boils down to one thing: effort in, effort out, folks. if you give it the time and the energy to follow the training and apply the training, you're going to get the maximum results out of it. And sure, just like anything, sometimes we're like, oh man, that's not working out, and what always happens is, right, if you'd have probably gone a little bit further before you said that, it always works out. You'll get the help somehow, some way, if you just look for it, if you're really stumbling. But with the training videos that they have, they're real clear. It's really connect the dots is what you're doing. You just want to follow one training, follow the other, start doing as it seems. Of course, everything on the internet is based on building a following, and that takes time, unless you're going to spend, a good amount of resources to try to do a massive campaign. But it's your call on how fast or how slow you do it, and what kind of resources that you're willing to further invest in it. If you're just investing time, it works. If you're going to drop a lot of money into it, it works. But it's a trade-off, and I tell everybody, weigh that for yourself. But there is no such thing as a perpetual motion machine in physics. It's always what goes in comes out, and it's always a spinning matter. So you got to put the effort in to get the effort back out to get the results that you want. And you look at some of the people, when they're at the events, and some people are mega stars right away, right, Mike? And then there's some people it just takes a little longer, and it just I don't think luck has anything to do with it. I think it has a lot to do is just actually making the right contacts. Is utilizing your resources to the maximum that you can, and take advantage of that. If you have a lot of great contacts, then you're further off in the beginning no matter what you're marketing on the internet. If you don't have a great big following, you know what? Nothing's stopping you from creating it. I mean, you can go into Facebook and do it. Just don't push your Empower Network on Facebook overtly, or Facebook's got a little issue with it. But just say I've got a great situation, and build your following, and then start contacting them outside of it. So,
okay, good.
Even Dave Wood's got a Facebook page that that it's not Empowered Network. So, there's a way to bypass it. Where there's a will, there's a way, folks. But I just think that you just have to, give it a reasonable understanding of time and effort, and your success could come tomorrow. I mean, I can't say for you individually, but if you put forward the effort and keep a positive mental attitude, it'll work for you. So, yeah. I guess that's one, and I think we got time for one more for you, sir.
Okay.
Oh, here's a good one. Is there anyone replacing Dave Sharp, or any update on him? Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. We get that periodically about Sharp and stuff, and it's funny. We'd like to. I got a question the other day from a viewer that was sent to me directly about Vic Streethouse, and I don't know anything about the guy really. What's going on with the guy, other than what everybody else has heard. But it's a little bit different with David Sharp, and the update on him is he's fine health-wise. He's lost a little bit of weight, but he's doing okay. I think we'll hear more towards the end of the year from him. He's going about his business, trying to stay low key. David Wood run the show, and David Wood, announces that he is the sole and only founder and owner of Empower Network now. So, I don't like getting involved in kind of these ownership issues, because both those two guys liked each other. I don't think they had a falling out. But I can imagine David Wood just isn't real thrilled about doing it on his own now. But David Sharp, but he's also respective of David Sharp's doing the right thing and taking care of himself. So I'm sure David Wood wouldn't have it any other way. do it that way. Now the question is anybody replacing David Sharp? Well, we've hypothesized on this, in other hangouts, and there's one individual that it's Gary's buddy, Gary's best friend.
Yeah,
within Empower Network. I don't like naming names. I'm not going to name names here. I don't think, but it's Gary's best friend. Within I say best friend.
They're like this.
Yeah, and he's on another team, and I've met him before. He dresses like Gary, and he's very close to David Wood. In fact, he said he's going to be emceeing. Somebody told me he's going to be emceeing in Charlotte. So, he may be the David Wood or David Sharp replacement. We'll see. But honestly, I don't think anybody's going to, I don't think David Wood has any intent on anybody replacing, David Sharp. I think certain people will rise to the occasion, and this one particular individual, he's been there from the start. So anyway, but that's the best. I don't know. Is anybody going to replace David Sharp? I doubt it. I think if anybody replaces David Sharp, it's going to be a group of leadership council or mastermind council or something like that, which they announce. So I don't think somebody's going to pop in. It certainly won't be Vic Streethouse. A lot of people are saying Vic Streethouse. Once he gets everything cleared away, that won't happen. I don't think you'll ever see Vic Streethouse, in a positive light with Empower Network. That's my gut feeling. And they'll say there's no hard feelings. I call bullshit on that. I can assure you there are. But I got to tell you, and I've said this many times on these other hangouts about, if I was in David Wood's shoes, I'd blame this solely on my compliance people. I'd fire every one of them.
Right.
They want to walk around with this stick about whacking people with it, and they can't even police the people that they're doing products with. That should never have happened with Vic Streethouse. Never. And because the compliance people, should have uncovered that and day one and said, look, we can't afford this exposure. We got to tie this guy down and put him onto the side over here. And if something happens, then he's got to go. But we can't put him on the stage, regardless of what he can provide, and risk this kind of exposure. Now, that's what compliance departments are supposed to do. Now, I'll tell you, there's somebody else in Empower Network that has that same issue, probably even more a little bit. But I got to tell you, and they're on stage all the time. And we'll see if that blows up. But here's the other thing too: is that in the internet marketing industry, if you've been around for a year or two, you're not going to keep everybody happy. So you're going to have issues. It's just those state issues, those federal issues, those FTC issues, those government regulated issues that you're violating. It's one thing if you piss somebody off and they sue you civilly. Anybody can sue anybody for any reason. And when you're at a high level like that, Guru, you're going to get people like that just to do it to take your money. But it's different when it's coming from the government or the state in what's his Streethouse's case. So anyway, that's a little bit rambling on. Do you have any update on Sharp at all, there, Mr. Iron Dave Richards?
No, not at all. Just
okay.
It's kind of I think they've kind of swept the carpet on it now.
Yeah, you can't even find videos on him with Empower Network on Empower Network's website now.
Yeah.
So I think there's a little bit of training. I think there's a couple of trainings on there, but his name's off it completely. No leadership or anything like that. I mean, he's off. He's gone.
They've ghosted him on there. Yeah.
No.
Pretty much the ghost. But,
interesting.
Well, if they're trying to move forward positively, they're thinking maybe that's the best solution. Is they just got to tread forward and not look back. So
well, it's quite obvious that that's the way they're doing it. They just out of sight, out of mind, right?
Yeah, exactly correct. Exactly correct. Yeah.
So I'll take it that way. Anyway, it's the bottom of the hour. We can kind of wrap this up. I've got a few things I want to discuss about iPass 2 and this event. Now, I'll go ahead and say one other question. A question came in and it was up there. We didn't have time to get to it, but there was a viewer asking about when the next event is beyond this Charlotte event, and I don't know. I don't know where it's going to be, but it's going to be, it's not going to be a regional deal. So you can pretty much expect it to be, this is July, or probably October. They'll announce someplace. My gut feeling it's going to be someplace like Dallas, place center United States. Easy to get to. Vegas, Dallas, Memphis, someplace it's easy to get to. St. Louis or someplace, and that's going to be for a global, Empower event. Now that one will be very, very, very interesting because it's gonna have 90 days of this announcement that David Wood's going to do in Charlotte in 2 weeks. That's supposed to revolutionize the industry, make all the gurus that are in some of these other MLMs or direct marketing places, whether it's Ramway or OrganoGold or some of these other ones, whatever they are, vitamins, drinks, whatever, feel David Wood used the term, what did he say? They would feel unethical. Unethical. It would be unethical not to join Empower Network. It's a pretty strong statement. It's a very strong statement, but he believes that to be true. So we'll see what this announcement is. And if it is if it does carry the weight that he's giving it, then that event in October, the next event after Charlotte is going to be one that will be, very, very good to attend, wherever it is. Quite interesting as well. So, we'll see. I'm anxious to hear what he has to say. I have my thoughts on what it's going to be, and I believe they're going to roll out iPass 2 to the entire, industry. That's what I think they're going to do. The only thing that holds me back on that theory is that it's very difficult to roll out something like that without the infrastructure in place. Right. And you can't just roll something like that out to the industry, entire industry, and only have 5 personal assistants to handle all the phone calls. I mean, you got to have hundreds. You have to have a call center that is just state of the art and can handle thousands of calls in a minute, incoming calls to deal with, all of the selling that's going to have to take place. So that's kind of my biggest, holdback, but I honestly believe that it's going to be something very close to the iPass 2 being rolled out. Chris Jones has been silent about it. And right after New Orleans, he was pretty vocal about we're ready to get started. Now all of a sudden there's nothing. So I think David Wood may have gotten to him and said, look, let's just make this roll. What do you think about giving your product to everybody? And it'll help everybody. So, and I think David Wood wants to make a statement. I think he wants to make a statement to the other people in the industry, saying, look, our industry has gotten a bad name over the years. It may not be a polished industry to be in. Let's all work together to change that. And the first way we can do that is by us offering our system to you, and having the system. That's really what I'd love to see them do. If they open up Empower Network to all of the different, MLMs or network marketing people to come on over and have an infrastructure module set up that if I've got, 20,000 people in my OrganoGold downline, I can put them in the back office of they all get blogs. They all can blog. If they want to buy Empower Network products, they can. Who cares if they don't? But they get access to the to the Empower Network products to buy as another income source, and that'll help them with their OrganoGold business as well. Plus, the leader can do all the different communications, emails, and texting, and all the other stuff. And still have their OrganoGold website as well, which can't do that stuff. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. The only thing we can do is sit tight and wait. Don't you think?
Yep. Oh, I think you're right. I think you're totally right on that.
No. So, okay. Well, look. Do you have any closing comments there, Mr. Iron Dane Richards?
No. I think the only thing I'm going to say is one of my favorite quotes for everybody is, life is a dream for the wise, it's a game for the fool, a comedy for the rich, and yet a tragedy for the poor.
Yeah.
And we want you people to move up, so it's a dream, you know. And you study the back office, study what they teach you, become wise and happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Yeah, we've got updates in the back office now. I just had to sign up to a new member about 3 weeks ago, and she called me today and said that, you know, she had just earned $3,000 in the back office of Team Certainty, went straight into her PayPal account. So, and she said it didn't happen all at once. It's done over a period of time in this particular deal. But we make money outside of Empower Network here at Team Certainty. We utilize the Empower Network products, to help us in other areas. But in the back office, your Team Certainty back office, there's 5 different levels that all correspond to the 5 different, Empower Network products. That and there's an income board or income tab, if you will, on all 5 different levels, matching your skills at that level, and give you ways to make money immediately. And Gary picked up a $41,000 check. He showed that's in the all-in tab, and teaches you how to do that, and a lot of other stuff there. So anyway, thank you, viewers. Thank you, Mr. Iron Dane Richards, for today, and I hope Mr. Gary Smith gets better.
You better
see him in the next day or two, the next Google Hangout. And thank you, viewers, for spending time with us today, whether you're watching this live or on a replay, or possibly listening on one of the internet radio broadcast stations that we broadcast on. Thank you for taking the time today and listening in to us. And we'll be back on Wednesday night. And like I've said before, we do these Google Hangouts twice a week this time period, and Wednesdays from 8 to 9 p.m. Central, and that's when we'll be back. So for Iron Dane Richards, Mr. Gary Smith, this is Mike Thomas. Thank you for viewing in today, and happy Father's Day this weekend to everybody tomorrow, and have a safe Father's Day, and be thankful. And as a father, I was watching this show the other day. It was really pretty neat. Actually, I can't remember what it was. I think it was one of these new Modern Family or what, about being a dad, and it was kind of neat too, because at the end, the guy, he used to be on another show, he said, the good thing about being a father, is 90% of being a father is just showing up, and it's true. It's really true. 90% of being a dad is just showing up, and that's that's unbelievably true. So anyway, everyone enjoy your weekend, your Father's Day, and we'll see you back on Wednesday night. So thank you, Mr. Iron Dane Richards.
Thank you, sir.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.